Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to Hilaal Live. Now I've taken the jacket off, which means it's time for the sports segment of the show, and it's all about the World Cup rugby that's happening. It's the finally here on Saturday at Stadium de France. The All Blacks, the mighty All Blacks versus that local team, the Springboks. Springboks, if you depends which side of South Africa you're from, and that's going to happen this Saturday, inshallah. In studio, my rugby analysts that accompanied me for the last couple of games of the World Cup. Brother Waseem, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Good to be back.
Are you excited?
Nervous
and excited. And Brother Riedewaan, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Dressed in all his apparel.
Yeah, I don't wear it on match days.
Yeah.
Got this little thing going. I don't wear my kit when we win. So I'll wear it today and then I'll put it in the wash.
Superstitious. Or just about a routine.
I guess so.
A routine. Okay. So let us know. We've got the WhatsApp line open. Let us know your score prediction for Saturday. Any comments you have, 079 085 2511. But guys, the final is finally here. Let's have a look at how they actually got to the final. Both teams, some of the teams that they played, and might I add, every single quarterfinal.
Oh my God.
Every match, every single team played their heart out. You know, and I was only just disappointed I couldn't get you guys in studio because we had other things happening. But the road to the quarterfinal, if you can just bring up the next slide, there we go. And the road to the quarterfinal, if we can just make that slide a bit bigger, we had Wales versus Argentina.
Yeah.
The intercept. Ooh, I literally jumped up for joy with the intercept, you know.
I think Argentina were very good in keeping their composure.
They discipline actually for the game. You know, Argentina's a very ill-disciplined side, always getting yellows and reds,
Absolutely.
you know, doing silly little mistakes. And surprisingly, in that game, they actually did really well.
Sure. Your thoughts, Riedewaan?
Look, I think they underperformed this whole entire competition.
Yeah.
I think that was the game that we thought, okay, they're going to go on from here. But obviously, they came up against the All Black team.
Yeah.
For me, they didn't even speak for the semi-final.
For sure.
I think they were still in
It was
the
a totally different team compared to the rest of the competition. But that only goes to show playing in the with the Southern Hemisphere teams. We've got the 1, 2, 3 of the world for many years. It's allowed Argentina to lift their game.
Yeah, but they haven't been obviously telling us that. They were more about, the Northern Hemisphere is going to win. So obviously we were celebrating, even I was celebrating with All Blacks.
For sure.
To make sure that obviously
we wanted the all Southern Hemisphere semi-final. You know? Unfortunately, the one team.
Yeah, I want to bring up that World Cup road to the World Cup again. Some of the other matches that happened over the last couple of weeks as well. Ireland and New Zealand, well, very close game. That could have gone either way.
So I called it. I was in the studio. I'll take France over New Zealand in the quarterfinals because I knew they had that game in them.
Right.
They were totally outstanding on the day. 37 phases at the end. It just says that they obviously deserved it.
Absolutely. Ireland played well.
Yeah, no, they were.
New Zealand's defense on the day was superb.
Oh yes.
You know, having Whitelock come on and Whitelock saving, taking the last ball and actually winning the game for New Zealand.
Yeah.
It shows you the experience that's needed there.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately it's this last World Cup.
Yeah.
But New Zealand breeds rugby players.
Oh, of course. I watched that match, and the next day I came to work and I was telling the guys, best rugby match I've ever seen in my life. And then it was the book game against did they play in the quarters? France.
Yeah.
And that was just exhilarating.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful game of rugby.
And to think the Springboks I don't think they played very well that evening.
No.
It's just they were good enough to beat France. And I'm hoping obviously that game that we deserve, that the All Blacks had in the quarterfinals, come Saturday.
Right.
But I think just how we pitched mentally for those last two games, it took a lot out of us.
It did.
I think myself and Riedewaan, like we said before this, whoever wins this game, it's a win for both.
Yes.
It's staying in the south. Yes, there's a lot of rivalry between the two teams, but it's probably the best love-hate relationship in world sport.
Absolutely,
you know.
absolutely. I want to go through some of the rest of the slides as well, and bring up some of the other matches that took place in the quarterfinals and semis as well.
Yeah.
Semis were just outstanding. Like you said, look, Argentina just didn't pitch for that game. That was a hiding.
I always to a certain extent, I said we might lose. I spoke to Riedewaan before that. I said because Argentina, when they're good on the day, they're good on the day.
Yeah.
You know, they literally weren't prepared for this. I think this is the furthest they've ever gotten before.
And no, well, they played in 2007.
But they didn't have that. We want this, you know.
Yeah.
New Zealand wanted it more on the day, and New Zealand came out with a bang. Well, Jordan. Woo.
And I
What a
think,
talent.
yeah, and I think the All Blacks right now, and that's why obviously I'm appreciating them a bit more, because obviously they come through a tough time. But what they're doing now is they're going back to that blueprint that they've had all these years, and that obviously starting up front, having a good forward pack that's laying the foundation for the likes of Will Jordan and Moanga to show what they're made of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to what they are prepared to do in the match.
Absolutely. What I do like is that the team tried a couple of formulas.
Yeah.
And they now got it right.
Yeah,
Just
they
before
got it
the
right.
World Cup. Yes, they took a hiding to they lost to Argentina, they lost to Springboks. And it was a case of trying those different formulas, ill discipline as well, to a large extent.
We're still suffering with one player with ill discipline, you know. He does some weird things at the wrong times. But for me, like I always questioned as an avid All Black supporter, I always questioned, what's my coach doing? You know, he's playing players out of position.
Yeah.
But I'm finally seeing what he's trying to do. You know,
Of course.
So the future looks bright.
Yeah, got a WhatsApp come through. It's one for you, Waseem. It says, Chops, can you bring me home one of those Boca tops? Kanala, I'm watching you live, brother. Much love. Dickie, so proud of you. So we may have to wrestle him right before.
Like
You can take the one he's got on.
You can ask
I
me
like-
the one
I
for
like
one.
Dickie.
Yeah.
Dickie, I like
Unfortunately, we only have All Black. Pero
Exactly. I want to bring up the rest of the slides as well, in terms of the progression, the teams, and also some stats that we put together with regards to some of the information in the World Cup as well. The next slide tells us about in terms of the win ratio for the Bokke. Especially as well. I mean, 84%. In every final that they've appeared, they've won.
Yeah, so if you look at all those stats here, and you see the fact that the Springboks are made for obviously tournaments like these. Obviously for 24 years the All Blacks was trying to beat, to get that World Cup back there, but they were fantastic during those 4 years.
Of course.
But it just shows that the Springboks are obviously, when the backs are against the wall, they can deliver.
Yeah.
And those are the games that the Northern Hemisphere hasn't mastered yet.
Of course. And then look, we're not going to rub it in your face that Japanese lost last World Cup.
Yeah,
I mean, did you watch that documentary about Eddie
go to the
Jones?
next slide, maybe.
We hold on to the slide very quickly. And also, caps in terms of the
legend. The legend Scout Burger.
And then also very few red cards in the World Cup.
most disciplined team.
Yeah,
South
absolutely.
Africa's very disciplined this World Cup. And I'm actually surprised.
Yeah.
There are a few loose cannons in that team.
For sure.
But they're doing really well. And on Saturday, in the final, it's going to come down who keeps their 15 players on the field all the time. It's going to take a 15-man effort to win this World Cup, not 14.
Of course. Yeah, I want to bring up the next slide as well, where we chat about some of the top scorers as well. We've had Johnny Wilkinson with 277 points. Gavin Hastings, the likes of Dan Carter, who's just been nominated for Hall of Fame now as well. We've got most appearances. We've got Richie McCaw and Jason Leonard. In terms of most World Cup appearances as well. In terms of top try scorers, John Olomo is there, Brian Abana.
Well, Jordan. Well, Jordan.
I think he
could have had 9.
Yeah, he's gonna surpass. I think
so too.
this record. Brian and John Olomo are just legends of the game, and it was so nice to see Brian Abana commentating. At the game as well. I think that was great.
Yeah, I think Jordan could have easily broken that record on Saturday.
With a simple pass.
So obviously Moaga's been kicking himself. But I mean, to get to 15 is another ballgame because Julian Savia scored quite a lot. He scored 8 as well in 2015.
My word.
and he was never to play in another World Cup again.
Yeah,
So
correct.
I mean, anything can happen.
Of course.
So it's about your longevity as well.
Chops, what do you think about with regards to there weren't many drop goals this World Cup? I think
England was the most in the.
Yeah.
I think it was the
Superb one on Saturday, though. Farrell's one.
No, Farrell was what, almost 50 meters.
Yeah, that
right?
was
When I saw that drop kick, I was like, wow. Okay,
the game is done.
England's going to take
Yeah,
this.
the game is done.
And I actually watched the game with family members who are all Springboks, and I explained to them, watch with the new tactic. They're going to win a scrum within the 50-meter line, and they're going to take a penalty kick because Pollard's on. And it played exactly that way, you know.
You wrote that script.
But I was surprised that South Africa hasn't done the drop kicking game.
I know, me as well. It's been a very interesting World Cup in terms of position and how they gauge momentum going towards their opponents as well. We're going to take a short ad break. We encourage our viewers to WhatsApp us your predictions, score predictions for this Saturday. It's the mighty All Blacks versus the Springboks. Reigning champions, the Springboks, they hold the title of the last World Cup. Message us 079 085 2511. That's the all-important WhatsApp number, and be part of the show as well. You are still watching Hilaal Live. Welcome back to Hilaal Live. It's our sports edition. We're chatting about the All Blacks and Springbok game this Saturday evening in France. And in studio, I've got Waseem and brother Riedewaan, who's joining me to analyze, and also look at the road to the final as well. It's been a great World Cup. I want to bring up some of the slides that we put together and the team selection. I believe the All Blacks just announced their team. In a couple of seconds. I've got my prediction in terms of the team that played against Argentina, but it seems like there was one change.
They removed Fletcher Newell from the bench and they brought in Nipo Laulala.
Okay, if we can just bring up that slide there where I've got the team selection. That's the New Zealand team selection that played against Argentina.
It's everybody.
So just one change there.
Yes.
What's your thought, Chops?
I'm not that happy.
Okay.
Nipo seems to be giving a lot of penalties away in the scrum, especially when you play the box 7-1 bomb squad. Look, we just had a discussion to say that it could fail for the box because they're really tired. They've had tough games this whole World Cup. But New Zealand's going to come out and play running rugby. When you see Faf in the team, he's going up.
Yeah,
that's all he's going. He's going up. They're going to play with the forwards. New Zealand's going to play a different game plan. I already foresee it. South Africa's going to come with the forwards. New Zealand's going to do the small little chips over the back line. Just watch. They did it in the semi and the quarterfinal, and it worked.
All right. On the WhatsApp line, you can join us 079 285 2511. 079 085 2511. Join us and let us know your score prediction for this Saturday. If you're an avid rugby fan like we are, we're going to be glued. Don't phone me. My phone's going to be off. And being a New Zealand supporter, you have to watch it with a whole lot of book supporters as well. It comes with the territory. If you want to watch it in a crowd capacity.
Not this final. I've decided to be alone.
Oh, okay. All right. Brave guy. Let's bring up the box selection. The team that was selected to play against New Zealand. Your thoughts, Riedewaan?
Look, I think just because, like I was saying, we looked a bit off it last week. We were a bit tired, and obviously having those forwards and those reserves and replacements on there, I was just surprised that Willie was going to be the only one on the bench. Because obviously Willie plays for the other team as well.
Right.
So he plays for. He might play for New Zealand as well. So, but I mean, fantastic selection. That's the best that we could come up with.
Right.
So all I can say is. Looking forward to a fantastic final.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the two teams that deservedly are there in the final. They had wonderful games.
I think we've waited 28 years?
25.
28?
28, yeah.
I think 1995 was the last in the final. So 28 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Long time. Long time.
Hopefully there's no food poisoning this time around.
This time around, yes. It's in France, so we're worried about the heat.
No, we're worried about the bed bugs.
Another WhatsApp come through. It says, Waseem prediction, Boca winning All Blacks 25-17 from Marwan.
Well done, Marwan.
Interesting, Marwan.
Interesting prediction.
I don't think it's going to be a big scoring game.
Me as well.
I feel like everything's going to be under 18 points.
It's going to be a wait
points
and
max.
see.
Yeah, you know, I call it 18-12.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Let's look at your score prediction. Too early to tell. You want to give it at the end of the show?
Look, at the end of the day, if the Springboks win 1-0, 2-1, 3-1,
100-0.
doesn't matter.
Look, you've been winning 1 point against your last two games. It's going to be very difficult to do that.
As most Springbok supporters say, a win is a win, whether it's ugly or not.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, let's look at some of the picks we put together in terms of the teams and just analyze some of the players that have had a wonderful World Cup. Let's start with the New Zealand team. I mean, that haka, you know, it puts shivers down your spine, no matter which team you support.
And if you have a look at what has happened throughout the World Cup, every single team that they've played who have disrespected the haka have gotten big hiding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Our captain, Sam, has just had a wonderful World Cup.
he's ending his career off really well. You know, we had some doubt in Sam.
Yeah.
Some doubt.
A lot. Yeah. You know, after he broke his neck,
Yes.
nobody thought he'd ever be the same Sam Cane. He's actually a better Sam Cane at the moment. You know, he's given his all. Also with Xavier with him. You know, ooh, those guys.
What a workhorse.
I think things get made easier for the rest of the pack if guys like Sam Cane performs, guys like Retallick perform, because they've been off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I mean, they show now. I mean, even Coles is coming to play fantastic rugby now.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll see
Will
how
Jordan,
things go.
just
Unstoppable.
outstanding.
Yeah.
He reads the game well.
I really
He's
hope,
done well to you know put his best foot forward for this World Cup.
I really hope he gets his record tries. You know,
Hopefully,
just for his sake. And
I just want the camera to focus on Brian Havana's face when he
breaks that
when he
record.
breaks that
It's
record.
going to be amazing. You know?
Yeah.
John will be clapping it.
for
you
you.
know?
Look, it will be the record of the tournament, but not the highest scorer at the World Cup. So I think you guys must get that correct. Because it's 15 tries.
Shots.
So him and Jonah is the only one
Yeah.
that has 15 tries in the World Cup.
Correct.
So it will be the record for one actual World Cup.
Correct.
9 tries.
Yeah. No, we know in a single World Cup.
Yeah, in a single World Cup.
No, definitely.
Let's look at the box squad. Have a look at some of the players that have just put their best foot forward as well. I mean, Faf has done well.
Yeah.
He's had a good World Cup. You know, he stayed away from penalties. You know, your thoughts, Riedewaan?
I think what the Springboks management has been doing fantastically well for the last 6 years that they've been there is the fact that they've been molding players for the next 10 years.
Okay.
So if you look at the Mane Libbok, he might not be playing on Saturday and everybody's going, wow, whatever. But Mane is there for the bigger picture.
Gotcha.
Jean Klein is there for the bigger picture. It's all guys that can be there by the next World Cup.
Kirchhoff needs to watch. Can give away some penalties.
Well,
Very close.
he's been very poor for the last 2 games, and I think probably that's because of the being tired. But I can tell you now, on Saturday he'll be back.
I
to his
think
best.
even Sia Kolisi has been poor.
Yes.
Yeah, the last 2 games. Been quiet.
I think in his pivotal position that he is, he should be a workhorse on that field.
I do think that the All Blacks are going to try and draw Itzebeth into a penalty, or just to try and Itzebeth can get a bit hot under the collar.
Like I say, I think that the Boks are going to play the up and unders, milk a penalty. That's their game plan. Mauls. That's where they're going. That's it. You ain't gonna expect some fantastic running, flared rugby from
Another score prediction coming through. All Blacks will definitely win 32-18.
Wow.
Wow.
That would be a record in the final.
That will be a tough Sunday and Monday for me. But we appreciate your SMS.
Even me.
But look, I think at the end of the day, the All Blacks are set to play how they've been developing themselves.
Of course.
Obviously, Joe Smith has been fantastic, breakdown-wise, attacking-wise, and the forwards coach that they got from Crusaders you can see the difference.
He made a massive difference.
But we feel that if we could counter that with our defense, that we could be in the game. You know, All Blacks can score 2 tries in 5 seconds in the first 10 minutes, which they did against France.
Yes,
and everybody thought, oh, you're strong guy.
Okay, let's have a look at where they're playing. Beautiful stadiums, I must admit. France has just come out and redid their stadiums beautifully. They're going to play at the Stadium de France. I think we've got a picture of that as well, coming up shortly on the screen. And also, I mean, all the other stadiums that was played, I thought we had amazing stadiums. The heat was obviously a factor.
It was actually amazing attendance as well.
Yes,
you know, considering watching the tier 2 teams play and things. The stadiums were packed. You know, the stadiums look top shape.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, the roof structures alone when they have the drone features going over. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
But most of the Rugby World Cups and Soccer World Cups, Football World Cups are on that gears.
Yes.
The tickets was very expensive though, might I add.
I think there's some available for
On
Saturday.
the Sunday tickets was €5,000.
Yeah. Wow.
So they had only 50,000 people, but they let it go for way cheaper.
Sure.
So it's not an affordable World Cup.
But also, there's a bronze game happening as well.
Yeah, on Friday.
Bronze and
Yeah, but we probably will make boerewors that time.
Okay, very quickly, we can't bring those picks up. Referee for the game, Wayne Barnes, and you've got Carl Dixon and also Matthew Carley. An all England officiating for the game. Your thoughts?
I think Wayne Barnes, he allows the game to flow. Which could backfire, backfire for the Springboks, because they like the stop start, because that's where they counter you, and the forwards also. And I'm not saying anything about their forwards, but their forwards, they need time to recuperate. Where the fitness level compared to the All Blacks it's on another thing. Of course. All Blacks are always there. Yeah. Wayne Barnes, I'll give it a shot. He's the most experienced ref in the world at the moment. I hope he does everything fairly, because basically half the world is black and half the world is green. Yeah. Half of South Africa is black and half South Africa is green. So if it's not done properly, it's going to be this happened and that happened. So
we in South Africa, we love blaming the refs. That's just how we are. Because they're always wrong and we're right. But for on Saturday, I'm just worried that. Like I said before, I'm just worried that the referees will play a big part in a result that can backfire. Yes. And whoever the winner is, because obviously Wayne Barnes owes the All Blacks a quarter final. Yes. So you're not sure if he's in that frame of mind before he retires to give them one, but I just hope that it's a good game.
Score prediction for the weekend, sir. Let me push you for that.
I'll say 25-24.
To the All Blacks, yes, definitely. Thank you. I did never see the Springboks score 25 points in a game.
Me neither.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Unless it's Uruguay. Unless it's Uruguay.
Are they wearing their ShopRite gear?
We're going to score one more today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Okay, I'll give you guys
that's probably a guarantee.
I'll give you guys
a guarantee.
Mine will probably be 21-14.
Don't be surprised if they drop kick, eh?
Also.
It's finals.
True. Gentlemen, enjoy the game. I'm nervous. Seriously.
I'll be messaging you.
Right? My phone's going to be off.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Now, really. It's fine.
Enjoy
you didn't answer your phone when we won or either, so you know what? We'll leave it there.
Enjoy it, guys. Thank you so much for coming into studio and sharing your knowledge. And let's just appreciate
May the best team win, brother.
Absolutely. Congratulations that both teams in the finals as well.
Yeah, we started being unsure when we started the show.
But our listeners, this is not the end of our rugby segment. We're going to continue with club rugby next week, inshallah. And if you are viewing this and if you want to focus and feature your club onto the show, get hold of myself at Hilaal TV, and we will definitely give you a feature onto the show. To everyone else, enjoy the rugby, enjoy the weekend. Win or lose, rugby comes first, and that's what we should remember. To Sahel Barnes and myself, Lipman Shadrack from the Cape Town studio, have a great evening. Assalamu alaikum.